Hi, my name is Chris Dorn. I'm going to be covering a series of videos on how to play drums, thing from drum pad, drum set, styles, you name it. Anyway, let's get started. Now, what we'll cover first is how to hold the sticks, most important thing. I use Vic Firth sticks, love them. They last, they have a lot of educational material on their site. I have a lot of respect for the guys, and I like a lot of the people that use them. So, these are the Steve Gadd sticks, 5/8. Now, on each one of the sticks, Vic Firth, you'll have a Made in USA flag, and that happens to be a really good spot to put the thumbs for match grip. It's going to be a good pivot point. You don't want too much weight in front, nor do you want too much weight in the back. You want a pivot point, fulcrum point for the sticks to pivot in your hands. You can almost think of it as like a piece of plastic or a toy. You clip the part in. Clip the part in and you hope it stays. That's the thing. Hope it stays, but if the part is gripped too tightly, too tight, not good. You won't have any movement in the stick at all. Grip too loose and you'll drop the stick. So, the secret is, and you'll only really get this by practicing, is how much pressure you have to have on the sticks to keep them in your hands. All right. You want the sticks to bounce back. You want to apply an even amount of pressure going down, and you want to get an even volume as well. You don't want you want even notes. Or as close as you can do in the beginning. Remember, all this stuff happens over time. Doesn't happen just like that. Plenty of practice. Just try to practice as much as you can. Everybody has stuff going on in their lives. Some days you could do 20 minutes, some days you could do an hour, some days maybe even 5 minutes. But you do what you can when you can. That's the most important thing. That's why I recommend having a drum pad. This particular pad is the HQ Real Feel pad. Very happy with this pad. It's got very good bounce. And most important is it's fun to play. I have a lot of fun playing on this pad. This one is the 12-inch pad, and as you can see, I have a snare drum stand holding it up. I imagine it would be too much weight to have a regular cymbal stand or pad stand screw on, like some of the Remo stuff, and some of the smaller version, the 6-inch version, probably too much weight. A lot of people will put these right on top of their snare drum, and you'll get that little bounce or that little snare drum sound, which is kind of fun. Anyway, when you're playing, what you want to do, hold the sticks, thumb, finger. You don't want to put the finger around like this and really grip the stick tight. You just want the stick to kind of clip in there, and you'll get used to this over time. And if you take lessons with me, I'll show you. That's what the lessons are for. You learn stuff. Now, you want these fingers on the stick, the tips. You want the stick to move in your hand. Very important. If I grip too hard here, there's really not going to be any motion with the stick for me to move it. Now, when you play, the knuckles up, palm down. This is going to be match grip, American grip. When you're playing, nice alternating strokes, single strokes. They could be at any speed, obviously any tempo. Right now, just basic strokes to show you guys. Now, American grip, when you're playing, remember, palms down, knuckles up, arms at the sides, not out, not in, not up, not squeezed. I see this a lot of times. I see students, especially righties, they tend to pull their left in, especially when they play on the drum set. I'll even see this where they attack the center, they'll move over. All right, this isn't normal, this is. So what you do, hold the hands out right on top of the legs, raise them. If I was to insert stick into my hand, grip it like a baseball bat. Now if I was to adjust the grip, you notice I get an angle. Grip, adjust it, I get the angle. Same thing with this hand. Grip it, adjust it, I get that angle. It's a natural angle, the way my fingers are, and that's the angle you're going to want to keep. It's a V, or like I say to some of my younger students, a slice of pizza. Pretty damn big slice of pizza, actually. Anyway, when you're playing, nice and comfortable, no slouching when you're playing. You don't want to sit up too high. Can't imagine it's too good for you. Stick your chest out like a rooster. You just want to be comfortable when you're playing. Now, accents. When we're playing accents, we're going to play certain strokes harder than the others. So we're going to have loud accents, soft, unaccented, / ghost, grace notes, mainly accents, unaccented notes. We'll start there. When we play an accent, we're going to be playing the stroke louder than the others. In the case of a group of 4 16th notes and a 4/4 time signature, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2. So I'm going to put the accent on the first note. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. This is a good exercise because without these notes, the accent doesn't mean anything. You want to have the accent and the unaccented strokes. You need both. You need both strokes. You have to develop both. You have to be even with the accents. Again, full stroke position. You get a little bit of a wrist, a little bit of elbow and arm movement in there. You don't want too much. Think of it as whipping. There's a whipping motion. You take a piece of rope, you whip it like this, and whatever that reaction is with the, when the rope rides out, whatever that reaction is, that's what you want. You want a little bit of a whipping action. So you're using your fingers, your wrist, your elbow, and your shoulder. You want to make sure you use the fingers too. Some of my students go straight from the wrist. When you go straight from the wrist and you grip the stick hard because you're accenting, all the vibration is being carried to your wrist. Not good. Not good at all. You'll end up with a lot of pain in your wrist, in your elbow, forearm, so not good. So you want to play correctly, and that's the whole idea of getting drum lessons. Think of Wipeout. Something like that. But it's all accents on the floor tom. In this case, on the drum pad. Now, when you're playing accents as well, think of the motion. Hit, soft, accents are a lot of fun, if I was to sit here and play for a couple minutes, you'd probably turn the video off very soon. If I was to throw some accents in there, accents are a lot of fun to play. I use them a lot of my playing, them, rudiments, a lot of the stuff. So, pay attention, sit down, practice as much as you can every day. I practice usually to everything from sitting on an exercise bike with a couple pads to, just like you see here, playing, obviously not in front of camera, to playing, watching Netflix, watching Japanese anime. Love that stuff a little too much. If I could play drums and play video games, I would. I'm sure most of you already know that. But hands with the stick, can't fit the controller in there. But sit and play, watch something on TV, or go out and find yourself a big tree on a hill like in all the movies. Sit down with the wind blowing and play. Have fun playing. Get a couple different pads, couple different sounds, couple pillows, whatever you could play on. Play. Cat, whatever. Just don't play on your mother's coffee table. Learn that lesson the hard way.